Hello guys, welcome back again to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make this lovely, juicy, delicious, moist meat pie. You will need 6 cups of flour, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of salt. If you're using unsalted butter, yes, you will need 1 tablespoon of salt. But if you are using salted butter, you wouldn't need that salt. And 4 tablespoons of sugar. That is all our dry ingredients, and we're going to stir that together. I would like to say a wonderful welcome to my Learn to Make It student. We are all still learning. And if you are new to this channel, please hit that red button and turn on your notification button. Trust me, you will not regret it. After mixing our ingredients up, we're going to add our butter. I'm using 500 grams of butter, which to me is equivalent to 5 butter sticks. You're going to take it all out from the packet and pour it into your dry mixture and mix it together. Yes, I will be using my hands. As you can see, they are washed and clean. You have to get your hands involved when you're doing this. And I feel like using your hands makes the food taste better. What do you guys think? Let me know. You want to be careful not to melt the butter with your hands. I know my hands look like it's fast, but it's not. Well, look at this. It looks like breadcrumbs, right? You can still see some butter pieces in there. That's exactly what you want. Now you will need to crack 4 eggs, whisk it together, and then put it in your mixture and stir it in. At this point, you're going to pour it into your dough and then mix it in. You can use your hand, you can use whatever equipment you have. Another thing here, I will be using my stand mixer to mix this because I didn't want to get my hand that messy. But if you don't have a stand mixer, you don't have to use a stand mixer. I've been making meat pie for a very long time. I don't use this to make my meat pie, but today I was just being very lazy to actually use my actual hand. You can use your hands to, knead your dough. You can use your hands and knead your dough slowly and slowly, okay? You don't have to use this stand mixer. If you're using your hands to make the pie, after adding your egg, you will add in half a cup of milk, just like I'm doing in the stand mixer. You mix it together, then you start to knead your dough with your hands. Because I'm using the wrong equipment, as you can see, I'm using the whisk instead of the kneading connection. I have the actual thing that you will use. I don't know what it's called, but it actually kneads the dough for you. But because I'm using the whisk, you can see the flour, the dough is being caught in between, so I have to keep opening it up and turning it around. So don't be like me. use the right equipment. At this point, it was finished. If you feel like your dough is too soft, you can add in half a cup of flour and knead it together until it's incorporated in smoothly. But for me, it was okay. I like mine like this. When you're done with your dough, cover it up, set it aside for like 30 minutes. Put it in a cool place or in your fridge. Set your dough aside as we go to step 2. For step 2, we'll be making gravy to make our pie moist. Okay, I got 3 tablespoons of flour, 1 onion chopped. I've got paprika, I've got garlic powder, and onion powder, but I didn't use the onion powder for the gravy because I already got onion chopped up. Now I'm showing you my chicken broth or chicken stock that I made by myself and canned them. That's what I will be using. But if you don't have chicken stock or broth, you can use beef bouillon or beef cube or Maggi cube. So for my garlic powder, I'll be adding a tablespoon of garlic powder and a tablespoon of the paprika, and then I will stir it together. As you're stirring this, you're gonna add in your flour, but make sure your heat is on medium heat. It's not on high heat, because now you're gonna cook the flour in. You're gonna fry it, I would say, and you're gonna keep doing this until the flour is cooked. Another thing that will be added in here is Worcestershire sauce. I can't seem to pronounce that sauce right, but I will show you guys. And the reason why I'm adding it just gives this nice Australian kind of meat pie flavor. Look how juicy brown that gravy look. At this point, I'm adding a pinch of salt or half a teaspoon of salt. The reason why I'm only adding salt is because my stock was very seasoned. My chicken stock that I used earlier had season in it, so I don't need to add another season. But if you are not using chicken stock or beef stock, at this point you can add your beef bouillon or your Maggi cube. For your Maggi cube, I would say 2 cubes, and your beef bouillon will be 1 tablespoon. When your gravy is done, set it aside. Now we are moving forward to step 3. This step, we only need to peel 4 potato and then chop it up into like pieces, like diced pieces, or dice it up, and then put it on the stove and boil it. As your potato is boiling, we're going to move on to step 4. Don't mind my pot. When the pot looks like that, you know the food is going to taste good. I'm going to get some chopped up, diced up onions. 1 chopped up, diced up onion. Stir it in, because now I'm going to start to make my meat. Okay? I'm going to get that, put it in a pot. As you can see, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of habanero pepper. You can use this or you can choose not to use it. I'm African, and you know how we do it. Pepper is a must in everything. I got some oregano season here. I'm gonna also add some Italian season. You can add black pepper. I'm gonna add paprika. Whatever you use to season your food at this point, you can add it for flavor. Now it's time to add your meat or your minced meat. Okay, as I'm adding them bit by bit, as you can see, I'm going in with my cooking spoon and just going in there and hitting it. As you can see, I'm trying to make sure that it doesn't stick together and create a lump, because I'm not trying to make burger, I'm trying to make meat pie. As we are cooking, we have to check on our potato. Our potato is now ready. I'm adding 1 Knorr chicken cube. I'm adding also garlic and pepper seasoning salt. Now it's time for the magic. We're gonna mix our gravy in our minced meat. Look at that, it looks so juicy. I just want to have some right now, and trust me, it was so good. We're gonna mix it in. I'm also gonna add water in the pan that the gravy was in, and get the rest of the gravy out. We're not letting anything go at this point. Trust me, if you make this pie at the family dinner, everybody will eat your pie before eating anything else. Look how juicy that pie filling is. Look how moist, how juicy it looks. And you will see the end result. Now we're just gonna add our potato. You think it's just already good, and then bam, another goodness. We're adding the potato. The potato starch is also gonna thicken that. As the potato is, in it, we're just gonna cook it for 5 more minutes. Then we should be done. Look at that. Oh my goodness, guys. Are you seeing it? This is the final step. We're gonna get a piece of our dough out, put some powder on it. Some flour, sorry. I'm getting a bit too excited because it's coming to the end. And then roll your dough out. And what I use to cut my dough, I don't have a pie cutter or whatever you call it. I use the top for my pot top. You're gonna see it. I have 2 different sizes. The small size, I use it because I make the pie for my kids as well, and the big size is for me and my hubby. So you are gonna see that. Now it's time to add your filling, on your pie. But make sure your filling is cooled. Okay, let it cool down first before you do this part. I didn't let mine cool down because I was in a rush to finish this video. It was late. I had to put my kids to bed. But let yours cool down, or else your pastry is gonna break and it won't last, which I experienced some. If I have the video, I will show you what I mean. Okay, so make sure your filling cools down. Make sure to add some egg wash, that's whisk egg, on top of your pie, as I'm doing so, to get that golden brown look. Okay, so I have an air fryer, so I decided to see how it would look like to bake my pie in this air fryer. So it's an air fryer, it has baking option, so I tried it and it worked out pretty well. There's always more than one way to get things done. 1 + 1 = 2. 0 + 2 = 2. I also went ahead and added some spinach inside my filling, just to spice some things up, to jazz it up a bit and make it be a little bit healthy, I would say. I'm on a diet. So This was my favorite. It came out so good, guys. If you're using your oven, the temperature is 350-degree Fahrenheit for 20 minutes or until it is golden brown. That's it. We're done. What did I tell you guys? See how juicy that pie is. Come on now. Come on. Tell me you don't want to eat this pie right now. I'm telling you, this is the best. Here was my healthier version. Obviously, you can see it's looking great as well. Guys, this pie was a big hit in this house. In fact, I'll show you how much was left after baking. I made 27 pie. For this recipe, you can get 27 pie. But look at what was left. My family, my husband and my kids, as I was baking, they were just eating and eating and eating. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and share. Bye.